Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new Chinese animated film Warrior King from director Qi Lu. And this film focuses on a young man who grows up in exile in a world overrun by demons and monsters. And he must confront an army of giants and demons. And this film, so first off, all the character designs, the production design, like, this is a really cool world. The world building is really interesting and engaging. There's so many cool creatures and demons and anything and everything under the sun. The costuming for these characters is so elaborate. Like, it looks like something that you would see in, like, Final Fantasy or something like that. The unfortunate thing is this looked like a Final Fantasy film. Like, look like cutscenes from a video game. And not like the newest video game either. Like, the animation, the style is interesting, but the actual, like, animation is clunky, it's blocky, it's not quite World of Warcraft. At least it's been elevated more than that, but it just doesn't, like, it looks like you're watching a video game. And especially in the third act, when this gets really big action sequences, it looks so clunky and choppy and uninteresting. The action in the film never really gets to a point where it feels really unique or interesting. It's just kind of there. Big blob battles, big blob monsters, and all kinds of stuff like that. I do think, like, I saw the dubbed version. That's what was playing. The American voice acting is not great. It's very clunky and bland, and the dialogue is not particularly interesting or well written. It feels awkward and weird and doesn't really sell a whole lot. There's a lot of exposition as well, and there's too many things going on in general. The plot here could have been simple, streamlined, but this is almost a 2-hour film with just a random bunch of characters that you can't keep track of, with storylines that never really feel like they reach a point where they're that interesting to engage us and pull us in. I feel like this film was big and ambitious, had some big ideas, some interesting ideas, was going to really try to blow you away with this fantasy epic, but unfortunately it's a lot of familiar fantasy trappings put together in a clunky story with not great dialogue, and unfortunately the voice actors weren't there to really elevate this either. This felt like a pretty disappointing experience, but if you're really into fantasy and you just want, like, to see a cool world brought to life, I think it does that at least well enough to engage, but otherwise this story is just too cluttered, too muddled, too unfocused for us to really get behind a particular storyline and really feel invested. There are some cool moments of music, very beautiful Chinese music, but, like, cool music and cool design and stuff like that can't go too far. This is just a clunky and weird film trying way too hard to do way too much. But those are my thoughts on Warrior King. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.